Alright, hello everybody. I see Shy and Vanillix here. Hope you guys been having a good day. Good to see everyone. We did find the Terrakion to hunt, so we're good to go for that. Got the first encounter to do. Yesterday's stream was incredibly crazy, guys. I can't believe we found two legends in one stream. Also, let's check Grookey. Let's see if we've hatched all the Grookeys. So good thing I checked before running around in circles like a madman for a while. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday so far. A good start to the week. Fast Shine Part 2, maybe. Leaf Green Gamer, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's go ahead and give... Oh my goodness, guys. So, I don't know if you guys see the health of my team here. We're gonna remedy this in a really cheesy way. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Lepiberry on Trevenant. Yeah, good thing I checked that. That would have been really awkward. But yeah, so there is a fix to this. We are just gonna trade the Pokemon back and forth. Use items. No, I want to keep as many items as I can in case we end up with some difficulties. I know it was mentioned using a Sandygast for Terrakion. I did not have a chance to do that. Today with work was a little bit busy. So yeah, I didn't get the chance today, and it took a while to find Terrakion in general. So yeah. So they are fainted. I mean, how much can I heal here? So I have revives. I'll do this for now. It's gonna suck if you get KO'd. Yeah, so here's my thought. If we just do the trade back and forth, it's gonna take a while, I know, but it just builds the suspense, right? No, it's gonna take a while. If we trade back and forth, I think we'll be able to do this. So yeah. Gonna be right back. Alright, see you in a bit, gamers. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and do some trades. I'm just gonna trade with ourselves here real quick. Yeah. So if we trade, it heals them and we'll be okay. So yeah. It'll take a minute, but you know we're not in any risk really of having problems. I don't believe. So while these are running, we'll just do Grookey hatches. Soon come no longer resistances. After what you saw at school today, I don't know if that's a good assumption to make, Shy. I don't know if that's a good assumption to make. But yeah, so fortunately we can recover. We can recover from my horrific blunder. This is one of the benefits of having multiple consoles. Going for Regirock. Best of luck. Best of luck with Reggie. Alright. I'm going to immediately trade back. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just for anyone who does come in, we have found Terrakion. We're good to go on that front. I just have to trade my Pokemon back and forth to heal them up while I'm in the Ultra Wilds and don't have items. Did no trading heals you? I believe it does. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I think it does. What's the summary? Does it say health in the summary? Well, I believe it healed it. I believe it healed it. It has all of its moves back. Unless... So I'm gonna go ahead and end this just to double check. It does? Oh, well, then I didn't need to end it. Okay. Alright, so I will just get this trade going again. Yeah, so it's just our way of fixing my blunder here. Yeah, so I trust you, Shy. I trust if you say that that it heals, it'll heal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and reconnect the trade. There we go. Yeah, so we're just getting this. We're getting this set up because it'd be really awkward to have a fast shiny and then fail it because of a goof on my part. I don't have to trade everything. I'm really just gonna trade the Pokemon that actually have a, like, actually got used. So like Nebby, or Lunala, Decidueye, Trevenant, I believe Butterfree. Yeah, we'll trade the ones that actually had stuff happen to them. Use trades to heal in your Ultra Sun as you forgot to buy healing items. Nice. Okay, so it does work then. Yeah, because it would suck to have to leave the wormhole to go heal. That's all I'm trying to avoid, is leaving the wormhole, and buying items or trading or like going to the Pokemon Center to heal would require a ton of items. so yeah, that's what we're avoiding here. Dog knocked his bed off of the window, so he was sleeping in his toy basket. Oh no! I've been meaning to get my cat one of those like little like padded like window perch things, but I figure I'll just wait till I move at this point and make sure we have a window that works. Sandy Guess Hunt starts tomorrow. Best of luck with that. Also, I don't think I saw that you found your Grookey, so congrats on the Grookey Leafing Gamer. I saw you mention it during the raid, so congrats on that, man. Congrats on that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so Diglett was fine. So I think we're just going to go ahead and do this trade back and forth. We can skip Diglett because we don't need to, or Dugtrio. We can skip Dugtrio because that didn't happen. Doing the slow method, just keep the Palkia and trade the Mons that need healing back and forth until they're healed, and then you trade back Palkia. Fair point. Fair point. Too late at the moment, but fair point. Yeah, that would save us like half our trades, so yeah, you're right. Yeah, it takes half as long. Yeah. You're like one trade, like 1.1 trades basically per Pokemon, right? Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, there we go. So now we're moving a bit more speedily. The Dream Rain team built on Showdown that you're trying to get in ORAS. Best of luck. Best of luck. It's great. Like that's what I love using Showdown for. When I did like my little bit of competitive stuff, was I wanted to have the team myself legit. But yeah, Showdown let me like design the team and actually kind of think through it more easily, you know, without actually having to have the team there. Okay, so we were one off on that egg count with Grookey. Okay, so we want that Decidueye. We want the Butterfree. Okay. There we go. When your only good move runs out of PP in the middle of a battle, rip. The momentum shift. The momentum shift from that of like, we're winning to we're absolutely not. Okay, we have just enough Grookey that we can just go ahead and do this egg run without worrying about picking up eggs. Yeah, because we got 5 eggs left, so we can swap those 5 eggs in as soon as we hatch these Grookeys. If one wants to make another person forfeit, that's like the true sign of a good team, right? Alright, there we go. So this should be good. This should be good. I guess Victini has to use a fire move on the rest of these dragon types. Oof. Oof. I'm gonna do a test capture of Regirock. Always a good idea. Always a good idea to try to do that. Definitely at least make sure your catching team works in some form. I obviously haven't done test catches on pretty much anything since the Gen 1 mons. We might have done one on Lugia, just given that Lugia's skill swap was a problem. And then I did some test catches on Regidrago, because I didn't have a team for it then. So yeah, it made a lot of sense for me to test it then. I haven't done any test encounters recently, as you could probably tell from yesterday. Alright. Yes, we have our whole team back. Cool. Thank you for the whole suggestion on the fast trading, Shy. I definitely should have been doing that. That was a pretty obvious thing that I was just 100% forgetting. Yeah, that was a lot faster than all those extra trades. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Now that we're all sorted out, and now we can work on our actual capture here. You wanted Pichu, but what'd you want Pichu, man? How's it going, Splash, by the way? Welcome. Alright, we're right on it. First encounter on Terrakion, guys. Darn, not an immediate first encounter. Main False Swiper tanks Regirock enough so that leftovers heal the damage it was doing. Nice. That's great. That's really great. Being able to have that kind of stability with a legendary is fantastic. Because as soon as you set up Harvest, like, as soon as you set up Harvest skill swap on it, like, you're set. Yeah, if you can do that and then just sit there, you're, like, golden, man. That's nice. I gotta say this, if you're gonna hunt Regidrago using Mimikyu as Regidrago only knows moves Mimikyu's immune to. That's a good plan. Regieleki only knows moves Palisand is immune to. I remember that when you go to hunt. That is very good to know for when Eleki happens at some point. Because yeah, then it's just a matter of like false swipe it a bit and catch it, right? So yeah, that is some solid information to have on hand. I didn't want to shiny Smoochum, Crystal Oddegg. I mean, it's Oddegg. You should, if you really want the Pichu, you can just like soft reset over the Smoochum. As much as I don't like the idea of soft resetting over shinies, if you really want that Pichu, you can just soft reset over that. It's like a 1 in 64 chance of being a shiny, right? Or was like not part of that's not to turn. Yeah, no, all that's randoms. Like you should be able to, if you really want the Pichu, you can just reset it. Forgot to give Lepa to Trevenant. Glad you did a test cap. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered to put a Lepa on Trevenant because that's when I realized that my entire team was like completely decimated from Cobalion. The hype yesterday, I just totally forgot to heal my team. It was first try? Dang, that's awesome. That's awesome. It was first try. I know obviously you wanted something different, but a shiny first try with Oddegg is still like a 1 in 64 chance. So that's great, dude. All right, let's get these Grookey swapped out. We're gonna have to be collecting a bunch more now. I don't know. I think I've talked about this before, and I know other streamers have talked about it before. Masuda method is one of the easiest methods to do on stream, but man, it can be one of the most obnoxious to do on stream just because of the eggs. Like all the egg collecting that has to happen. So either I need to spend like a good long time just collecting eggs, which I personally end up feeling like is a massive waste of efficiency, so I don't do that. Like just running around collecting eggs, it's like, why wouldn't I just be hatching it anyways? And then I feel like I should be doing it on stream. So either you do that, and then, as Puffin's pointed out, it could feel like you faked it if you like collected all those eggs legit, and then like it shows up incredibly early, or you get like 3 of them in a day or something like that. Because like that's stuff that can totally legitimately happen with Masuda. It's not unheard of for like 3 shinies to be in a batch of eggs. I mean, I've had so many extra Masuda method shinies show up in just like the leftover overflow eggs, like once I finish a hunt. I think Abra was a good example of that back in like May or something. I did an Abra hunt off stream entirely. It was just a Masuda hunt I was doing. I found 3 Abra, basically all I needed to Abracadabra Alakazam, and I just had a bunch of extra eggs left over. Not really that many, like a box maybe, a box or less than a box. It was less than a box, I never have more than a box. I had less than a box of eggs left over, and I found another shiny in that, and that's not uncommon in terms of shinies. So like it totally could happen that you find like several shinies in a single stream, and then people are just like, was that legit though, or did you just like find a bunch of shiny eggs and keep those specifically to make it a hype stream, right? Like sometimes like finding the eggs on stream kind of like makes it seem more legit. At the end of the day, that's not like that matters. It's just, you know, it can be annoying to have that doubt, you know. Like it's like to have people doubt that, you know. So yeah, that's like, it's basically you gotta figure out what the lesser of the 2 evils is for you. And for me, it's just like I may as well just collect the eggs on stream. 14% chance of a shiny with the odd egg if you play in the English version. Really, I didn't realize it was that high. If you play the Japan version, it's a 1 in 50. I wonder what changes that. Smooch was your least favorite Pokemon for a while. That's fair. I can understand that. Got back-to-back shiny Mudkips in your sword? Dang, that's awesome. But yeah, so you have that happen, and like that's really cool when it happens, but you know, if you did that and you made a video and people go to the archive and it's like these eggs that were never seen collected on stream, you know, people can get a bit skeptical over stuff like that. Again, and not like it's a super big deal. Who cares? Who cares what a couple people like think, you know, about like the legitimacy of your shinies? If they're legit, they're legit. Who cares? But you know, it can be annoying to have that like kind of be like, oh, they did this or they did that, you know. It still is. It was, and it still is now. Like for a little while it was, and then it continued past that. Big brain strat. Want to get one of those auto Masuda bots? You can stream Masuda or something, and something else, and then focus on the other thing while the bot makes it look like you're doing the Masuda hunt too. You see, now that you've said that, you're gonna get caught. Also, it is crab time. Gamers has got the crab emote going in chat already. There we go. There are the crab emotes. I want to see a crab rave happening in chat, guys. Richard Mark has not done damage to your Parasect. That's awesome. That's so good. Oh, that's really good. Being able to keep like a Pokemon up like that is fantastic. Yeah, that level of like consistency, that level of, not really consistency, stability in your hunt, like where you're not watching anything like happen or anything like that. Like you're not having to watch out for health or anything like that. It's just like staying pretty steady. Dog, cat, crab. It's caught it in Pokeball. Nice, nice. If there's ever a hunt to do that in, it's definitely, if there's ever a time to do it, it's when like you have no chance of failing. So yeah, nice. It's cool to see you can get it in the Pokeball. Best of luck on the actual shiny. Your Parasect is only 1 level higher than it. Dang, yeah, that's like some heavy resistance then. That's insane. Alright, I think that was the last Grookey of the batch, so we're gonna have to get some more. Hopefully we collected enough. It would suck if like it was one of those batches where I didn't. Nah, we're good. It outsped important every turn it worked in sport, and every turn it woke up. It used lock on instead of attacking. Interesting. I guess if the AI is trying to use lock on specifically and like you sleep it and has to do it again, it'll prioritize doing that. That's an interesting strat. Yeah, like if you can effectively stall the AI into like if you know the AI always uses a setup move on effectively like a entrance into battle, like be it the start of the battle or waking up from sleep, if it's always going to use a setup move then like yeah, that's really good. Because then it's just like, I'm going to lock on. It's like, alright, you're going to fall asleep again. Yeah, that's really good. When the croissant dragon dies to poisoning, no! Hardest part was getting it to 1 HP. Yeah, there's like that little tiny bit of chip damage you can do. Totally. Totally. That's definitely the big thing, right? When you're trying to use false swipe, because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm false swiping on something like a legend, I will only use false swipe. I don't care if like it's pretty much guaranteed that a move won't KO the Pokemon I'm hitting. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to find out that it will, you know? Yeah, I don't want to find out that it's just a legend with terrible stats or something like that. I want to make sure... I want to make sure that I'm going to catch it, right? That's a good thing. Oh, I thought that was your thing. Am I against you being in the Pokemon League? I guess so, Shy. I guess so. I didn't realize you were talking about the opponent's Pokemon fainting. You don't false swipe, most shiny fails are caused by recoil moves at low HP. That's a fair point, that's why you just have to know if the Pokemon has recoil. So yeah, if there's a recoil move, you either gotta like disable that, or you gotta, yeah, you just have to disable that move somehow. Or be aware of it. Never risk it, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. So you just like try to catch it at full HP then? Because yeah, just with trying to catch everything in Pokeballs, I need that advantage of false swiping. I need the advantage of lower HP. Otherwise, that'd be ridiculous. If like I was like full health shiny catches with Pokeballs, that'd be a bit much. Am I gonna watch No Way Home? Probably. Actually, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I know what happens in the trailer, but I haven't seen the trailer yet. Yeah, I have no issue with the movie. I'll watch it. Probably. I don't know when I'll watch it is really the thing. I'm not the person who's always the most motivated to go to a movie theater. It's not that I don't like them, it's just I have no preference watching the movie at home or there, you know? Like, so for me, like, if No Way Home, I don't think it's gonna be on Disney because it's Spider-Man, so it's all Sony stuff. Yeah, like, I'll see it. I may see it in theaters. I may see it if it ends up on like Netflix for a bit or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely see it. So I've caught up on all of the movies so far except for Black Widow. You know, I wasn't gonna pay $30 on Disney for it, and I wasn't gonna pay to go to a movie theater. It still didn't really feel like the right time to be going to a movie theater, you know. Unless you're positive you can only fail it by it killing your whole team, you don't fall swipe. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, like it makes sense to fall swipe it if you know it has no recoil moves, but if either you know it has recoil moves or it's like it's just unknown, then yeah, I totally get just like going the safer route of throwing Pokeballs at it. No Regirock's moveset, just by fighting it, Zap Cannon, Stone Edge, Lock On, and Hammer Arm. Yup. Yeah. You learn it pretty quickly. It uses all the moves. What's funny is me sitting here doing these hunts where you guys are screaming at me to use Pokeball, or like to use something other than Pokeballs. And when like they do show up now, I'm the least stressed compared to. It's funny thinking back to playing Alpha Sapphire and just trying to catch the legends that were in the Mirage spots. I wasn't trying to like shiny at them or anything. It was just the legends. I'd have like 100 Pokeballs and I couldn't pull it off. Or I'd be so stressed despite like just being able to like hit the soft reset buttons and like go again. And now I'm just like, yeah, that's whatever. Alright, so it looks like we're getting 2 extra eggs. Basically we're collecting 7 eggs for every 5 Grookey we hatch, which is good. It means it's sustainable that we're hatching this way. Yeah, so every few turns we should be able to, or every few rounds of eggs we should just be able to do an uninterrupted round of eggs. Do you watch the episode of Family Guy or Peter Beat Up a Kid? I don't know, I haven't watched Family Guy in years, man. I couldn't even tell you when like I last like actually watched it. If it's like an earlier season, then I probably have seen it. If it's newer, I definitely haven't. After you dump these mudkips in home, you're gonna do the egg collecting method you're doing. Alright, man. Best of luck. And also, gamers, you're probably gone by now, but good seeing you if you don't come back. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Hopefully I do see you again, though. Hopefully I do see you again, man. Oh yeah, I know that happened, Splash. I don't think I was watching at that point. I think that was kind of one of those points where like the show realized like it just kind of was a point where the show kind of like didn't know what to do anymore, and they did that, and I'm like, ah, well, we can't keep that. It was funny. I don't know. I wouldn't assume an episode like that would end up being super funny. Did I watch Detective Pikachu? Yes, I finally saw that. It only took me like a year. Or several years, I don't know. I saw it like less than a year ago for the first time. It was good, I really liked it. Yeah, that was a good show. Or not a show, a movie. That was a good movie. Obviously like the like kind of twist ending that it has is really only a twist ending if you haven't heard that there's a twist ending. Like, if you've heard there's a twist ending, it's pretty easy to predict. And honestly, even without it, it's pretty easy to predict, but it was a good movie. Yeah, so if anyone hasn't seen it, I definitely recommend watching it. I know I saw it on HBO. I don't know if it's like still there or if it's somewhere else now or what the situation is. Streaming, that's the biggest problem with streaming stuff, right? Like, it's like we had like, you know, 5-6 years ago we just had a system where it's like it's on Netflix, or if not, it's on Hulu, right? Like, And even that was kind of annoying. I was like, oh, we have to go to a second one to get it. Like, that was it. And things were there. They were there. Now it's like, you know, every, like, a month, the content all shuffles around. So I have no clue where anything is. I watched it on HBO. Seen it in theaters around when it came out. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people did. Like, a lot of people were looking forward to that, you know. Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu is just like... like, I think everyone wanted that.
Reminds me to forget. The moon lights up my Sanchez. Shows what lies ahead. I'm on a midnight bike ride. Past orders 2 a.m. Left you behind. How could you think we could just be friends again? I'm on a midnight bike ride.
I feel like we're going to need a stream that's just Grookey, it's just Masuda method. I think that's probably going to have to happen at some point. For the sake of just getting encounters done on it. I know it's like, it wouldn't go that much more quickly, but doing it alongside soft resets, the rhythm just ends up feeling a little bit off here and there, and I feel like I would rather just focus in on one of them, you know? Just wanted to show off your mug? What mug? Wait, we just hatched eggs. I'm being silly, yeah. We just hatched eggs. I don't know. Am I out of it today, guys? Am I losing it today? Okay, we definitely have enough for, I think, 2 rounds of eggs even. Nice. Yeah, so we can do this, not 2 rounds, but we can do this round without hatching, or without collecting new Grookeys to hatch. So that should be a little bit easier. Yes, I still can't believe yesterday happened. I still can't believe we found 2 shiny legends yesterday. I can't believe that. Like, after so long, man. Fun fact, we've been hunting Terrakion longer than Cobalion, right? Right? Our Terrakion hunt is now officially, as of this encounter, twice as long as our Cobalion hunt. Yeah, no, Cobalion is officially my quickest shiny hunt on the channel, I think. Successful shiny legend hunt. I did a lot of qualifiers on that statement the second time I said it. I know it is for sure our second, or it's our fastest legendary hunt for sure. I can't think of anything else that's been faster on a single, like, stream basis. Like, because we definitely had hunts, like, even Corsola was like Corsola showed up in 3 encounters after having done 400 encounters on another stream. But yeah, like, Cobalion, like, I think before Cobalion, the fastest I had found on stream was Ho-Oh at 32, so we only 11 encounters, but given that that's like a third of the encounters, blew that out of the water. Hook was fast? Who's Hook? Want to do the Corsola again? I don't know. I don't know what the plan will be with Corsola. Because obviously I want to get that Marini. I think that's enough Corsola for now. If we come back to it, we'll come back to it in a little bit. I think doing more SOS hunting, I'll want to do different hunts. I don't want to keep doing the same hunt over and over again just to try to get the Marini. If we were like solely focusing on doing just getting Marini, that was our goal, and we had no other streams going on, then yeah, I think going like solidly for a singular hunt would make sense. But given I have all the other stuff bouncing around, I don't want to like lock up the potential of doing another hunt, you know? Hey, what's going on, Cinder? How's your day been? Hope classes have been well. Or have you had classes yet? I know like one day you have like classes really late. Is that today, or is that like the other days of the week? But yeah, so we'll try for a Marini again at some point. I don't know when. I think Corsola was just kind of a spur of the moment. I needed something to hunt, kind of hunt. Because yeah, I think we found whatever our shiny we were going for was, right? I think that's what happened. I don't actually remember the story of Corsola. No class today, only work. Gotcha. Well, I hope the day's been good so far. Need help with a last second decision? You want to do a Nuzlocke all of September for your birthday? Should you do a Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke or a Black 2 randomizer Nuzlocke? I feel like the Black 2 randomizer is going to be more difficult. So if you want it to be a challenge, I would say that's probably the best route to go. I feel like a Nuzlocke in Sword and Shield isn't actually that hard. Because I kind of sped through the games with the intent. I kind of sped through my copy of Sword trying to get like the decks completed as fast as possible for shiny hunting. And if I remember correctly, I had one Pokemon faint the entire time I played. Like, it was ridiculously easy, if I'm not mistaken. Also, wow, I miscounted and cut it close, but we all good on these eggs. I definitely thought, oh my gosh, I swapped the egg for the egg. I definitely thought I had 6 eggs and not 5. Yay, 1! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. How's your day been? How you been doing, 1? How's life been? I feel like I haven't heard a lot like about just life in general from you recently, 1. Hope all is well there. I know a while back you had like some insane like shifts at work. Hopefully that's calmed down. Probably gonna come less streams because of school. Hey, I understand that, Splash. I totally get that. Because yeah, I mean, school takes precedent, and yeah, as soon as you have less free time, I understand it's got to be prioritized in various ways. Hopefully, you still come to some streams. I would love to still be able to talk with you and see you and stuff, man. But I totally get it. Cuddly Kitsu, what's going on? Just bought an Evolving Skies sleeved booster from GameStop with a booster pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards because you're giving away the cards you don't like anyway, so why not you a donation? Nice! Hope you get some good stuff from it. Life is good, but hurricane season is upon us. Ah, yes. Yeah, I heard like the one right now. I heard Ida's not doing good things. Thing is, Sword is going to be more fun for you, yet harder to record as you don't have a capture card. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. And Black 2 would be a Nuzlocke, or would be like on an emulator. I almost said it would be a Nuzlocke. The whole point is a Nuzlocke, but it would be on an emulator, yeah. Yeah. Like, obviously it doesn't help if you don't have one in the first place and can't get one, but man, it's so much easier to record Sword and Shield stuff than any of the games before. Let's Go excluded. Than any of the main games before. Probably starting a job, so they'll probably be in streams with us. All good, totally understand. So the Hurricane, I mean, there's the one that's like on land right now, right? Like literally the big one right now. It's probably not a Hurricane at this point, but I just get my news occasionally, and I saw like that New Orleans got slammed again by this one. Yeah, like a lot of power outages. I think a lot of flooding again. I mean, it's unfortunate that that's just kind of like what geography says will happen there, but it sounds like a tornado. I don't know how a hurricane would sound. Like, I mean, wind-wise, sure, but like, that is like, I'm confused what you mean by sounds like a tornado. I don't know what I got stuck in my throat there. Wow. Whatever it was that stopped me from talking real quick. Dang. Like tornado mixed with hurricane. Hurricanes tend to spin off tornadoes. Like, as part of them. Getting back into drawing, just need to clean your rust and get some drawings out. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. I gotta know if it's a recording or a stream. As if it's a recorded series, you gotta do part 1 tonight, so I'll have it ready to go out by tomorrow. Ooh, good point. Good point. Yeah, I've definitely found I'm more of a fan of streaming, largely because I'm lazy and don't like editing. I will admit that is a large part of it. If you note that most of my stuff, like, if you'll note most of my video, like non-record or like non-stream stuff, is just highlights from streams. If you want more simple Streamlabs OBS. Also have no idea how to record with OBS. Oh, it's super easy. So I'm assuming, were you using OBS to stream before, Shy? Because I know you've mentioned streaming before. If you used OBS to stream, just hit the record button, not the stream button. That's the only difference. If you haven't used OBS before, OBS is simple enough to install, add like a capture for like your emulator window and everything, and add in any audio you want to add in, and it's pretty much off to the races from there. Especially if you're just recording. If you're just recording, you don't have to set up any like the stream keys or anything like that. It's super, at least for me, it's super simple, but take that with the knowledge that I've been streaming for 4 years. Can't work with OBS normal. I remember trying Streamlabs OBS and it being a glitchy mess for me. Obviously, that was a long time ago, so things may have changed. But yeah, for me, Streamlabs OBS was not super usable. Where does the recording go after you're done, and how will you upload it? So it'll go to whatever the folder is set. Like, you just go to like your settings and see which folder it's sending stuff to. Generally just like your videos folder, I think, is the default. And then uploading from there, you can take that file straight from OBS and drop it on YouTube. I think that works. If you want to edit it, with like editing software, like DaVinci Resolve is like free and super powerful. It's what I use. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do that way. It's called air. The stuff that was stuck in my throat, yeah. I don't know what it was, but like it was like the feeling of, you know, if you like eat a chip and like the little tiny bit of chip is still just like in the back of your like mouth. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe I just like struggle with trying to eat properly. You got a tornado, air tornado, water tornado, and fire tornadoes. Yes, they do exist. When now's earth tornadoes, and what are the new elements? Will control all 4. Wouldn't like a dirt devil be a dirt tornado or an earth tornado? Streamlabs OBS feels more simplified. They've updated it a lot. Should go to your video folder. Yeah. Tomorrow you can get to play with Alloy and Genshin Impact. Nice! You've been talking about that for a while. How long has it been announced? Because I remember, I think it would have been another Discord server I'm in. They like mentioned it. They talked about it for a bit, but yeah, how long has it been? I feel like it's been like at least a month or 2. That's been like announced, but it hasn't happened yet. You see the Lego set you got? Yeah, I mentioned it. I said have fun building it, and I saw you finished it. Nice. Recommend Adobe Premiere, Rush, or Sony Vegas? I recommend DaVinci Resolve because it's free. Legally free. Because I know there are ways to get stuff like Sony Vegas that are less than approved by Sony, but DaVinci Resolve, like, it's out there. Like, it's free. Like, legitimately, and it's like it is really powerful. But about a month or 2 since it was announced on Twitter. Gotcha. Dang, I feel like it's a while when it comes to like mobile game announcements, right? Like most of the time those are like, hey, this is happening next week. That's what I usually like. I usually associate that as like that kind of timeline with it. It's like announce it and then it happens, right? September 1st, DS users will get to play as Alloy and then release to everyone in October. Interesting. I also feel like that's a really interesting crossover. Paid for Rush, it wasn't very expensive. Well, fair. Resolve is free. And I feel like in general, if you haven't tried video editing at all before, I wouldn't say go out and buy like brand new software, or like I wouldn't say go out and buy software until like it becomes necessary for you to use more expensive stuff. Gotta play Horizon, it's on PC. At some point maybe. I know it's on there now. Have they fixed all the bugs? Because I know, like, at least for a while, my friend couldn't get it to run at a playable frame rate despite, like, running a 2080 Ti, so... Has that been all resolved? I know, like... I know the game was, like, getting worked on very intensely. Like, they were putting a lot of effort into dealing with the issues and trying to fix them. However, I also remember there being so many that even at like a good pace, a reasonable person couldn't assume they would fix everything like quickly. Which Horizon Zero Dawn is on PC now. I've heard great things. I've seen a little bit of gameplay. Yeah, but I've heard great things. I know Mel loved it. So yeah, I should give it a shot at some point, but I have so many other games right now that like I need to like put time into if I want to play them. I can't really justify getting like another AAA. Just because I've purchased so many games recently. I've actually avoided the past couple Steam sales just as like I don't need to be buying things. I don't need to be paying more money for these games, you know? Like that kind of just feeling. At some point I'll pick that back up, but I've got enough to play right now. To be honest, I don't really like the ally gameplay since you already have Eula, who's pretty strong, doing 130,000 damage. And yeah, I just don't want to switch. They put out a patch for PC and PS5. Yeah, I mean, I know they've been patching it, but like, I think they even just kind of said it's going to take us a while. But granted, that was a while ago, so you know, that can change. Like that could have changed at this point. If you get a cap card, you could record some vids or stream some stuff when at a friend's house using your laptop. Yeah, yeah. No, the HDMI capture cards can be pretty tiny. When I on the last banner, one of your most favorite characters is bad. Oh no, most of your favorite characters are bad. Like there's like evil bad or just like statistically bad. So I feel like the second one kind of sucks more, right? Where it's like, it's not even like you just have a preference for like, ooh, the villains or something. It's just like, oh, my character just never gets good stats. Never played Genshin. I installed it on like I installed it on my tablet once and then I never played it. I think I played long enough to do like the initial like character selection of like, you know, like choose your starting character, and then like did not touch the game after that. Like the tutorial started, said this is how you move. I went okay and stopped. Yeah, I figured like I was curious. I was like, how's this gonna run? I was like, oh, this runs really well. And then the reality snapped back of I don't want to get into another gacha game. I don't want to get involved in any kind of gacha games again. I did my time with those. Mostly with rhythm games. Can't get into a gacha, you get addicted and spend too much money. I managed to keep being free to play in all the ones I played. They become a time sink. Especially when you're playing free to play and also genuinely want to be competitive in the stuff with it. Utility-wise and combat. Oof. Don't spend money on Genshin. The odds are really bad. I mean, they're bad in all gacha games. It's kind of like part of their thing is like, if they make the odds bad, you're more likely to keep spending money. If they were good and you got stuff on the first pull, then why not just sell you the item? You know? So that's kind of the whole thing with those. Too addicting. Went off in Masters. Your team's so good. See, yeah, I didn't get into Masters. Honestly, here's why I didn't get into Masters. I think I've mentioned this before. I've ranted on this. I will rant on it again because genuinely, it is a Pokemon gacha game What should the gacha pulls be? They should be Pokemon. You should be pulling Pokemon. That is what you should be doing the gacha pulls. Is you should be gacha pulling for Pokemon. You get 2 of it, you know, the kind of way that generally if you get 2, you can kind of like train. You get 2 of the Pokemon, you can train, like you get duplicates and you use those duplicates to train the Pokemon up until it evolves. Super rare, you can get shinies that are super rare. Like, Pokemon has a perfect system to have a gacha game. And instead they made it trainers. Instead it's like, it's gacha pulls for trainers. Come on. Come on. If people want to do the anime girl gacha pulls, they have plenty of other games to do it in. Just make one that's at least a little bit unique. And slow down your Masters Edition, probably for the best. Trainers are better than Pokemon? No! It's Pokemon, though! You're the trainer! Why do you need other trainers? Just... You're the trainer getting new Pokemon. Why would you... It's the perfect setup. You have events constantly to release new Pokemon into the gacha pulls, into the pools. Like, it makes so much, to me, it makes so much sense. Like, most gacha games, at least I'm aware of, kind of treat it like a card to an extent. They kind of, like, at least to an extent, like, I feel like most gacha games I've played, to an extent, like, you draw a card, or you, like, opened a letter or something, like, and, like, you pull out this card that has, like, a picture of the, like, character and, like, stats and, like, rarity, and it's like, you have all the things that are already on Pokemon cards. Like, that's the thing, too, like, Pokemon is part of the initial, like, rush of gacha-type games with the actual TCG. Why don't they just go the route of, like, actually just making that into a gacha game? Trainers Masters, not Pokemon Masters, right? They put in a new Lily, at the beginning, she's in Nebby dress. Oh, that's kind of cool. Immediately destroy my argument. Oh, cool. Different outfit. Love it. More outfits for existing characters and new artwork. Okay, like, fair. My reaction was, oh, cool, to Lily having, like, a Nebby-styled dress, but again, this isn't like now. This is when the game first came out, and it was like, oh, let's learn how the gacha works. And it's like, oh, you're gonna get a trainer. And I was like, what is this? Why would I get one of those? Why would I get a trainer? I shouldn't get a trainer. One problem is if you ask for the capture card, gotta do it in a way where you're not saying you need it for streaming. You'll probably say it so you can record Switch stuff and then show your friends at school. Do you, like, are you not allowed to be streaming? Let's make a digital TCG version of the physical cards that you do pay for. I mean, you're basically just, at that point, Juan, you are just saying, like, make the TCG online, like, paid, which I think to an extent it is, right? Like, can you buy packs for TCG online that isn't also buying, like, actual packs? Because I know that, like, these cards are like TCG redeemable cards on TCG online. I've redeemed all the ones I have so far, I think, into a account I never use. But can you buy stuff directly for that account that's just online? Can already catch them all in the games. But again, I'm not saying that it's like the smarter decision. I am straight up saying it is the better and smarter decision. My disappointment comes from the fact that it was a gacha game with Pokemon and it wasn't about, like, getting them all. That's the thing, you can already catch them all in all the games. I want to catch them all in this game too! That's what I like about Pokemon, is the catching them all part. Allowed to, you just don't want to say you want it for streaming. No, why not though? Why not? I've found, and this is me saying this as someone who struggled doing it as a child as well, saying, like, what you want and what you want it for is generally way more effective than trying to, like, subtly slip in the idea that you want it. Just being straightforward about it can be better, especially in a situation where it's like, hey, birthday present kind of thing, right? Like, granted, I was the same way. Can't wait to pull another Indian Masters, even though you don't play Masters. Juan just gets a notification on his phone every once in a while from an app he doesn't even have installed saying he pulled another Cynthia. Also, I should probably actually, yeah. There we go. Parents didn't know you've done YouTube for a while. I've had a channel back when you were 10. I see. I want to say you want a laptop and capture card so you can record stuff, like Wii and Switch, and then show your friends the next day at school on your laptop. Can't wait to play your 100th of Watson and Masters. Rip. What do they make portable computers? They might make some. It'd be really cool if like it would sit on top of your lap as you used it. No what? Laptops. I mean, a laptop's really portable enough. You just gotta put wheels on them. Want to pull youngster Joey with his greatest Rattata and Masters? Nice. That's what we really need, right? Didn't ask about laptops, meant portable computers. But you are aware that, like, laptop is like a laptop computer, right? Like, is that what you mean by that? What would be your distinction between a laptop and like a computer? Like a full tower, monitor, gaming chair, and everything? I mean, including the chair is a little bit different, I think. That makes it a little bit more difficult. I mean, you can just strap the tower to the back of the chair and like strap the monitor to an armrest, and there you go. Chair on wheels, portable computer. I mean, I move my computer. I would move my old computer pretty regularly. I specifically built it in a small case to be portable. Do I think they make a portable tower and monitor? For one, if you have a tablet, you can just use Steam Link over a network. It's not ideal, but you can just like take a tablet, and as long as you can hook up to Wi-Fi, you're good. Yeah, so, but then like, yeah, if you get like an ITX tower, they make like 15-inch little screens that like are just the panel on like an iPad Folio kind of case. Steam Link's neat. Steam Link works really well. Yeah, I use it a good bit. I used to use it a lot more. But I used it one time. I went to a LAN party with some buds. That time I went to a LAN party a while back. I took my PC and I took my iPad and used that as my screen. I had a USB-C to Ethernet adapter and just ran an Ethernet cable from the iPad to the computer and used that cable as basically my display cable by making a little mini network. It worked okay. It works a lot better with controller games. Steam Link is definitely still meant for controllers. If they made a portable Switch. Yeah, that would be nice. Unfortunately, you know, it's got to be in the dock all the time. Would like a stationary Game Boy. This is the real rarity right here, Juan. And also, John, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Stationary portable computer, so a gaming laptop. I feel like those are the ones that are the gaming laptops that are like, they're just like massive bricks. Portable Wii. You know, that's actually like rare, a portable Xbox. the console that if it moves at all with a disc in it, it will eat the disc. If it moves at all while running, the disc is just destroyed. One stationary me. But, no, you can't get that. I move. I'm mobile, Wand. Deal with it. See, I can move around. Deal with it. Best gaming laptop is obviously the Marvel Superhero Special Edition laptop. Did that Marvel game get a special laptop? What? For real? You want a gaming laptop? Your friend has a really nice one that uses to stream Geometry Dash. It's like the number of gaming laptops I would see in like classes at school. Granted, I guess like technically those were all probably also used as like the main gaming computer at home. But it was always just funny like seeing these massive chunks of computers being lugged around just to go take notes. Like something that you could honestly just prop your phone up on your desk and like type with a Bluetooth keyboard and have been fine. College of the Sweet gaming setup. Yeah, we didn't have any like... We had like a gaming room where you could rent the controller to various consoles that were like hooked up to screens, but any PC gaming was handled just by people with like laptops sitting around and at tables around there. I found out my high school got like an esports team a couple years after I graduated. So just like one of the classrooms, like randomly, you just have like math in this one room that has like, or like, just one of the classrooms you're in that has like computers and stuff just has like, you just sit down and it's like ultra wides and like RGB computer towers and stuff as opposed to like the normal just like black boxes and like 1:1 aspect ratio monitors. At this point, you I believe you if you didn't believe in Platinum Numi mod. And so at this point, nothing sounds like a lie. You guys have broken me. You've shown me so many things that are very obviously lies, but somehow turned out to be truths. Your high school had an esports club. They're gonna have a Smash tournament, but don't know if you're gonna join. Hey, I say go for it. I say go for it. I think it's worth a shot. Tamagotchi me? Man, I think I've talked about this before. I had a Tamagotchi. I got a little Tamagotchi when I was a kid just because, like, I was very clearly the target audience and thought it looked really cool. It was, like, one of the, like, later ones, one of the newer ones. At least back then, newer. I don't know if they still even make them, but it was like a Gen 4 one or something, you know? It's like, it like had wireless communication and all this crazy stuff, and it still had the 3 buttons, and you had to figure out how the heck they worked and stuff like that, but had like all this stuff, and I thought it was really cool. And then like I went to my grandparents and like, oh, you have this whole thing? I think we have something like that if you want it. And they had like a Gen 1 Tamagotchi, which it turns out one of the features added between Gen 1 and Gen 4 of the Tamagotchis was sleep mode. So I just remember the first night I turned that thing on, or like the first day I turned that thing on, it was like, it's okay for the day. And then the thing got like hungry at night, and I was asleep, and it woke me up, and I couldn't get it to turn off because it's hungry, it's screaming, and I couldn't get it to turn off, and my like dad had to take the thing apart to get it to stop playing. Because it was just like chirping as loud as it could. Had one too. Watching Disney High School show, and it had Same Gender Love Club? Really? I believe the Tamagotchi. They can, yeah. That's the thing. Like, they die, it's game over, you try again. And one thing I remember, at my high school, there was it was a big thing because it kept getting announced over the intercoms. No other club had this, but I also don't think most clubs were started in the middle of the year, so maybe this was almost normal. But I remember, like, I was in a couple clubs of various levels that had, like, many people, and, like, there were never announcements related to them over the intercom. It was just kind of, like, eventually you found out about it if you were interested in it, because most of it was, like, robotics and stuff like that. There was about a month, I believe, in my senior year, where some guy was trying to get the Brony Club going at school in, like, 2015. Peak Brony time, right? Was trying to get that going, and over the announcements every single morning for like a month was like, hey, and just so you know, just so everyone's aware, this new club, they're meeting, like, the principal was basically like saying, like, the Brony Club's gonna meet in, like, this room on this day, like for a month leading up to the first time, right? I was like really thinking back on it, like, one, at the time especially, it's like, the guts on this guy just to, like, run this thing, alright. You know, props to him, but, like, at the same time, like, why is this getting why is this, like, on the announcements? Like, no other clubs ever had this. Most of them just had flyers and stuff. So I'm like, how did this become the thing that, like, the principal is announcing on the intercom during, like, morning announcements every day? Yeah, that is a memory that sticks out from high school. Just because, again, like, it's such a weird thing to have had announcements for. Like, the idea of the club existing isn't, like, surprising, really, or anything like that, you know? It's not like, gasp, can you believe, like, this is something that happened? Like, none of that. But it's just, like, why was it that big of a thing? I don't think there were that many people interested, especially not publicly. Again, this is 2015. But, like, but it's just, like, it sticks out because I don't remember, for one, just because, like, it's such a weird club to have announced by, like, your principal over and over again every day. And then, like, it just get announced so much. Principal's gonna sing the My Little Pony theme song one day on the intercom. That never happened. That didn't ever happen. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of interesting stuff that happened while I was at that school, and then there was a lot of stuff that happened when I wasn't at that school that somehow peaked over, like, the stuff that I remember happening when I was there. Because I go back up and I still, like, help out that robotics team a little bit here and there. I didn't last year just because of pandemic, but ideally this year I'll start helping out a little bit more with that, and yeah, as part of that, like, I was out at the World Championship with him, and the principal flew out to see him, and he had been the principal only for 1 year I was there. I had one principal for, like, 3 years, and then he retired, and we got a new principal my senior year. And I was the guy who was reading up the announcements for the Brony Club. But yeah, so yeah, I was out in Texas for this competition. Our principal flew out as well to come and see what was going on with all that and everything, and just because, he's like, hey, we have like a program that's literally world class here. Let's go see what they're all about. He'd apparently come, like, every year for it, and there's literally just, like, flew out for the day. So it was, like, impressive. I think he went that far out of his way for that. But he's out there and he, like, started introducing himself to me, like, yeah, I graduated from your school in, like, 2015. He's like, oh, because he recognized a couple of the other mentors on the team were other kids, like, that had been on the team when I was on the team. And so he's, like, introducing us, like, yeah, I was here, I graduated with him, like, we were in the same class. He's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I was on this team. You flew out to see us then, too. So that was a bit awkward. But then he started telling me a whole bunch of stories about stuff that had happened since that had happened since I had graduated. Like one kid like got in a lot of trouble back when I forget like remember that like weird notification that would crash iPhones if you sent a text message in any any chat app that had like a certain set of characters in it, like that weird like power whatever message. So there's apparently this large group me. It used to be like this super small group at our school that kind of like ran the pep rallies, but I guess like over the years after I graduated, that group just kind of became like all of the senior class. So all of the senior class was in this one group me. And this kid sent a message to that whole chat and crashed literally over 25% of the phones in the school in a single instant. Ian's a boomer. Yeah. You got me. The year he was born starts with a 1? So old. Your former elementary school principal would always come to talk to you when you see you in public. That's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. I still have some teachers who like recognize me from middle school or from like middle and elementary school and stuff. I haven't seen any of them in forever because most of them have. We're joking that I'm old, and I'm like, most of my teachers have retired, but most of them have retired and like moved around to different places, so like they're no longer like anywhere near. Like I've moved too. I'm like close to where I grew up, but not like there. So I don't run into them really. Young Ian when? I don't know. I was only for like one stream, right? Dumb question, what's a brony? Yeah, dudes that are obsessed with My Little Pony. Yeah, basically it's like, generally they kind of like try to use it like a way to encompass like being like, just like a male fan of My Little Pony. And for a while it had to, I imagine it probably still has the stereotype about it of just being like super neckbeardy. That was kind of what it was. No, Sirius have 2 telling me your doesn't start with the 2 crazy. Dude, honestly, like, that's the weirdest gap. And I think it's, obviously it's fully, like, just a mental difference, but yeah, like, 1997, you know, seems very, like, a 2000 birth year and a 97 birth year seem very, like, are obviously only, like, 3 years apart, but it feels way further apart than, like, 97 and 94. Born in the BC era? What state do I live in? I don't really say that. I just generally say the eastern part of the US. But yeah, we had a... Yeah, so like... So that happened, like, again, so like back on like crazy things that had happened in school. So one kid, again, literally crashed, like, a quarter of the phones in the school. You know, like this is a group me that I think had like... almost all of the seniors in it and most of the juniors in it at this school. And every single iPhone in that group crashed. Like I remember when that was a thing that happened and I was a jerk. I sent it to like my group me with friends and like crashed like 2 phones. And that was it. Then it was over, you know. This dude sent it and crashed upwards of 400 phones all at once. Like, that's... I don't know, it's, interesting. I have met the kid. He's a character. And I was blown away at the scale of it, but I wasn't blown away at the idea of that logic, that, like, train of logic having happened. Also, I had to update my counter. Because we had because when we were flying back from Texas, there were 2 groups. There was a group that went like on like Saturday night and a group that went on like Sunday morning. I was in the Sunday morning group. I didn't have to get stopped. I was just going along with the kids. I was on my own. You know, I flew on my own. I was just, you know, getting the same flight and stuff because it was easy. I didn't have to get a bus, or I didn't have to get a cab or an Uber or anything to the airport. I just got to ride in the bus with them to the airport. So it worked out to just be on the same flight. So we get to the front of the airport. We're not inside yet. This is the teacher doing this is explicitly stopping the group before they go inside to make this announcement slash like command, and basically like, so obviously it wasn't directed at me, but I was there listening, and it was basically, so I know none of you would do this, but just to be clear, because it happened yesterday, don't say anything about bombs on this plane. It happened yesterday. Again, I won't say who, but it happened. Don't say that. You'll get pulled off the plane when we land, and have to talk to security. So don't do that. It happened. Yeah, that was a like literally. She's like, I won't name names, and everyone looked at each other like, yeah. So again, this person is a character. Last stream, 21 encounters. Oh, Goldie, what's going on? When do we get Kambalion? Yeah, we got Kambalion in 21 encounters. It was insane. It kind of makes up for Corselia and Regigigas back-to-back being insanely long hunts. Go to Radiant's apartment complex and get arrested. Don't do that. Don't do that. You wanted a state reveal? Too bad. Granted, I know, like, to an extent, what would it matter, right? Like how much would that matter, given the, given that, like, some states can be the size of, like, countries in other parts of the world, so, like, it's not like it's giving out that much information, but at the same time, the less I give out, the less that can happen if anything else leaks, you know? Name Terrakion Robert, don't ask why, just do it. This one's named Robert. Unfortunately, Robert has faded from existence. I think you're the only one who knows the state. I've told you you're wrong before, though, Vanillix. So congrats, Vanillix. Everyone else knows. Everyone else has to guess out of 50. You can guess out of 49. Have fun. Name every U.S. state except for the one you live in. Ooh, you got me. You got me. I know what one you think it is, Vanillix. Yeah, when I was in college at a different state, yeah. Fun fact, you can go to colleges that aren't in the state that you live in. This is gonna go down the list, Shy. Privacy is good on the internet, yeah. As much as you can get at this point. At least you moved because you were gonna visit. Okay. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Just as a general rule, not a like me rule, just a general YouTuber, streamer, anyone that you just know is like a personality on the internet. Don't do that. Don't go there. Don't go where they are. It's a general rule of like the internet is the form of communication. In person is very unsettling. Yeah, no, that's like a very big no-no of just general like common sense. Yeah, don't go to random people's houses or schools or apartments or wherever just because you found out what it is online. Generally, that's not socially acceptable. You'll get arrested and that's trespassing. Yeah. You got the... You're right, it's Ipoh. It's not Iowa, it's Ipoh. That's where I'm from. One of them's bound to be right. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna say it at some point. the records of every state. Yeah, there you go. Go through literally, what, like 300 and something million records. Would take years? Yes. Yes, it would. Hey, welcome back, gamers. How's it going, man? But yeah, in general, the topic of school stuff, yeah. Like I was saying, crazy things have happened. Crazy things happened when I was there. We weren't allowed to do senior pranks. Or my senior year. Generally, obviously, senior pranks are kind of like not really super allowed. Like, sure, you can do. Also, I gotta check. I was about to do something that probably was stupid. No, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, obviously, like, I feel like senior pranks are always just kind of like a thing that happened, and like people groan, like faculty kind of groans and lets happen to a point. But obviously, want to catch some people. There were several different pranks that happened over the years at our school that were very interesting to learn about, because a couple of my middle school teachers went to the same high school that I went to. It talked about previously the school had carpets, and that was changed after the year that for the senior pranks, some people locked a goat in a classroom overnight. And the carpet was obviously completely defiled from the goat eating it and relieving itself on it. And apparently they got away with it all the way up until, like, they had done graduation, and then one guy admitted to it, and they pulled his diploma, and he had no longer graduated. So that had happened, apparently. That was, like, decades before I went, though. But yeah, we weren't allowed to do senior pranks because, not our school, but another school, had made headlines for their prank, and not for good reasons. So, we weren't allowed to do that. The Eastern Coast, that cuts the scans in half, so a couple years at worst. True. Maybe my definition of East Coast is different, and I'm in, like, Colorado. You never know. It's been a big brain play to use Eastern time zone. Imagine not graduating because you let it go into the school, right? Right? Imagine admitting to it and getting kicked out, or like, and getting not like, and not like, bleh, words. Imagine not graduating after you've already done the graduation. Like, you made it. You were clear. And then you would, like, they had given up on trying to find it. Obviously, they're like, we'll never know who did it. Like, class of whatever, someone did this. You know, it happened. Like, someone was super sneaky and got away with it. I'm trying to think, because I think there were some other ones, like... That's not the button I meant to press. It's like that one episode of The Amazing World of Gumball where they brought a goat into the school. Art imitates reality. They could have graduated if they didn't admit that day. If they waited one day, they might have been fine. So, what had apparently happened, and again, this is, like, I already was hearing secondhand knowledge, right? Like, this is something that happened when my middle school history teacher, or middle school social studies teacher, because it was a lot of, like, stuff, not just necessarily direct history. My middle school social studies teacher told us from when she was in school, or she heard from people, because the school is extremely old, so this might have been a story from, like, a long time ago, because, like, I can imagine they would have regretted carpets long before she had been there, but basically what had happened is graduation ceremony happened, kid walked across the stage, everyone walked across the stage, they hadn't figured it out, and was going to go on, like, a celebratory graduation vacation, and, like, was on the plane there with people, and they admitted, like, I brought the goat in or something, you know, like, it was me, the goat was me, and like, you know, they had done the graduation, they had been handed a diploma, everything like that, but they hadn't yet started college, and the school was able to go, hey, that transcript that was supposed to be valid, no. You know, because walking across the stage is like a whole ceremonial thing. That is not the official sign that you have graduated. It's not officially mean you've graduated, no take backsies. So apparently that's what happened. Is the kid thought he was in the clear and he was not. Consequences could still be rained down at the point that he came clean, is basically the situation there. He lives in states, because he speaks states. Juan got me. I live on the border. Like, my apartment has like a door on each side. Carl, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing today? You know, the project graduation thing? What's that? I've never worn a bra to school either. Probably haven't gotten in trouble because you're a male. Yeah, yeah, that might be it. That might be the difference. People are just weird. I don't think there's a truer statement out there, Vanillix. Yeah, another story of stuff that happened. This was another one of those after I was there things. My sister was there, so I'm kind of sad I didn't learn about it from her. But I learned about this again from like the principal while he was out at this robotics competition, and he was talking one about the kid who like crashed a quarter of the phones in the school, and you know was put on some kind of probation because of that. I think for a bit. So the same conversation I was talking about. Some students built a lounge, like a secret kind of like lounge under the football stadium. Which was this whole super elaborate scheme that somehow like played out very well for a while for them. So apparently when the original football stadium was built at this school, the locker room and everything was underneath the home stands. Because it's basically just giant concrete stands, and obviously you can fit stuff under that. That's solid rooms. But they ended up closing them down. Like, they just weren't quite right. They kept like getting moldy, so they just built like another like, you know, locker room, you know, like across the field, and just sealed off the entrance to underneath this underneath the stands, so you couldn't go under there anymore. Some kids found the door and were able to break it off the hinges and get in. And it's just obviously this empty area under there. And what they did is they managed to renovate it. They renovated the thing to an extent, as much as high schoolers can renovate stuff in a covert way. They renovated the underside and this completely abandoned locker room and like sports equipment storage area into a lounge. They got a couch. They managed to smuggle a couch onto school campus and into this like secret hut. Apparently, they got caught with the couch. Like, they bought a couch from the thrift store down the road, either trucked it up to the parking lot of the school or walked it up the road, who knows. We're walking it across campus to like their secret base. Got caught by a teacher who asked, "What is this for?" And without skipping a beat, in the most genuine way, went, "Oh, it's for drama class." And they just got to keep going. It's like, "Oh, it's a prop for drama." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds right." And this was done by like some of like the STEM kids, apparently, like a lot more like. So maybe like they pulled it on. Maybe they were just in a bit better graces with the teachers to like pass that persuasion check, because they rolled a 20. They rolled a 20 one way or another. So they managed to get this couch. At this point, the principal interjects this. I would have been incredibly impressed with them and thought it was super smart if they had at least thought to put a HEPA filter in there. Because again, this room was closed down because it was full of black mold. Like, it was a health concern. Like, to have any human being go in that room. and they made a lounge in there. And apparently the downfall of the lounge was to be expected by anything, right? It's a secret room for like 5 kids who found it, right? Well, they let so and so know, and that person let another person know, and soon enough, like, it apparently just became like, effectively, as the principal put it, kind of like the drug den at the school. It's like, yeah, I mean, hidden away, just like dank room that with like no way of knowing you're there, of course. So yeah, that got found out. As soon as like it got to that point and too many people knew, people got less careful about it, and it got found out. But I can't. They got furniture in there. They got cut with a couch, and were able to just walk out of it. Could I ask the drama teacher if that's the case? Yeah, but I mean, it's reasonable enough, right? Like some cheap looking couch. Like you need a prop for like drama. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I walked around campus with like power tools and various electronics constantly. Like it's not like power tools, various saws and like hammers, like all this stuff. They'd be like, why would you need this on campus? It's like genuinely just said like, I'm doing robotics. I'm like, yeah, okay. We have a program for that. That's really the most checking you're gonna do into it, right? Like 99% of the time, if there's actual problems, like, or like an actual like lie to be caught in, it's a terrible lie and it's not well thought out. But honestly, they probably thought of it. Like, what if we get caught? I'll just say it's for drama. Say it's a prop. And our school is super weirdly laid out, so it wasn't uncommon to just, like, for someone to be walking around and look like they're aimlessly walking around or walking around when they shouldn't be, and just be, like, genuinely like, oh, well, I need to do this thing that's related to, I need to do thing A, which is related to thing B, but they're, like, literally on the opposite sides of the school. So, like, you know, you have to go do that. I mean, I was constantly out and about during a couple of my classes just because, you know, I needed to do stuff, especially when it came to like engineering things. That was kind of spread out all over, and we always had to run and do tasks in various places. Like, you know, like we kept having to move robots back and forth to a gym. We had to keep doing, yeah, we just had to keep doing stuff like that, you know, or like storage closets on the other side of the school, or getting tools or whatnot from like cars and everything, you know. It wasn't unheard of in general for most like extracurriculars to have people walking back and forth with stuff. Like, honestly, you could probably have said like, yeah, we had this couch that's been stored in like the gym for a while. It's like, oh, okay. Like, no further questioning needed at that point. If it was a health concern, we would assume it made the news. If this made the news, you want to watch it? I don't think it did. I think it got very quickly and quietly shut down. If it was a health concern, assume it made the news. I mean, it's not like there was a health concern in like a public part of the school or something. And it's not like it was some like outbreak. It was like these kids just inhaled black mold because they went into an area that was closed off because danger, black mold. Like, kids don't read sign isn't exactly a headline, for the most part. Like, it's a wild thing to know happened, knowing the area, but, like, it's random high school shenanigan, right? Like, it's not the super biggest thing. The things teenagers do. Right, like, if everything, like, it's kind of like, ooh, teenagers did something they shouldn't have, made the news, you'd have no time for anything else, right? Like, wanted to use the news to get a guess where I live? Oh, darn. Guess you can't. Yeah, I mean, I have no clue if it actually did make the news, but, like, I don't think it did. I think it was just one of those things that kind of happened, and everyone moved on. We also had, when I was in my junior year, there was a week where there was, like, 5 fights or something that happened. Like, 5 fist fights straight up broke out on campus. And I think there were talks of the school, like, having to close for a couple days just to, like, calm whatever the heck was going on down. Because one kid got slammed into the ground in the engineering room. Of all places, of all places, the engineering lab was the place that had the first throwdown. Like, literally throwdown. Like, dude walked in. There's video of this happening. I remember correctly. Unless I'm just have pictured this story in my head so much that it feels like it's a video. But basically, like, yeah. Kid had been in, like, this one kid had been in, like, suspension all day, like ISS, in-school suspension all day, which is for anyone who doesn't know, I guess I don't know. It's basically like detention during school, where you do nothing but sit in a room and do work that's assigned to you by teachers from all of your classes all day. So again, I don't know if that's a normal thing, because that's just kind of how we handle the detention. I don't think we had any, like, after-school detention. So a kid got out of that for the day. Heard that this other kid had been texting his girlfriend or something like that, something stupid, and he immediately booked it across campus as soon as he was out for the day and, like, saw this. Knew the kid's, like, final period of the day, showed up, just grabbed the kid, like, right here by the shirt, picked him up, and just slammed him back first into the ground. And then there were just a bunch of other fights that week. That was the one I remember, because, like, I was on my way to the engineering lab and heard all about this, like, what the heck happened? Yeah, weird times. When you were a freshman in high school, some dude from your office emailed the whole school district an email that just said, hello, and I think it broke your Google accounts for the day. Yes. Yeah. School network security is not the most high-tech. I know for a fact that at least in one situation, I don't think it's the case anymore, I think the guy's at a different job now, but a guy was a history major, looking to, like, a history undergrad, got a history undergrad, and wanted to continue, like, pursuing graduate degrees, and just needed a job for a bit and started working at a school, because why not? And he ended up basically being the school's IT guy, because he just happened to be the youngest and know computers the most. Like, that was the requirement to be the IT guy at this school that he was at. Was just, you knew computers some. So, like, I'm not surprised when I hear the stories of, like, kids managing to break through, like, security on these things. Why does Grookey come out of the egg with a stick? Oh, that's how do you think he breaks out of the egg? He's got to have a stick to hit it. Come on, man. Yo, Coco, what's going on? Welcome. How you been? You had detention during lunch, where you wouldn't get to choose where you ate, and you had to write a long paragraph throughout lunch. That sucks. You had to, like, do something other than eating. Because we had that, too. We definitely had that. It was generally part of, like, the ISS stuff. Is like, you, like, went and ate at the time that you would eat, but you would eat sitting at a normal desk that was set up on the stage in front of the actual cafeteria. Because, like, every cafeteria I think we ever had was also, like, the school's, like, amphitheater kind of thing, right? Like, where it's like, you had the giant floor of this cafeteria with the kitchen and stuff, but then you just also had, like, a stage with curtains off to the side. Yes, you sat on that. So everyone got to see you, but you didn't, like, have anyone to talk to. And you just, like, sat there. It's a way to become prom king. People from the school made hashtag free kids name a hashtag. It wasn't too huge, but it was only a meme at your school, but he got voted as prom king the next year. Nice! Become a meme, become prom king. That's pretty great. The steps to success. Rule it, gang! Yeah. Yeah, it's embarrassing. When we had it was a small bit across from the lunchroom. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I mean, that's easy enough. But yeah, we just, that's how ours was like, you just sit up there. It's not like anyone really thought, like, oh, you got in trouble or anything like that. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, those kids are up there for that. No, like, that was it. At the same time, I don't think they cared. They were the ones who were usually up there, like, every other week. Yeah, I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't know how they do it now. I know the year after I graduated, they broke ground on, like, a multi-million-dollar renovation for the school. Again, I mentioned the school was laid out really weird. It was laid out really weird, and it was, like, a thing to a point where, like, this is a little bit of a security and safety problem, so we're gonna redo everything about how this school is laid out. And so they broke ground on that like the year after I graduated. It's all done now, but like, so a lot of stuff's very different at this point. People were replying to his email, and everyone kept getting notifications for each. Oh, that 100% brought down their email server. Or whatever the system is, I'm assuming... Yeah, so everyone had Google accounts. I'm assuming, you know, like when like school districts and stuff kind of do those deals with like Google and things, it's like, hey, you know, you can have this. We have this many students, you know, so you kind of expect like X number of emails per student per day is the maximum that we will have, kind of thing. And like, you can monitor and see if like one kid's like using it a whole bunch, but sending an email to literally everyone and then have everyone reply, which sends a reply to everyone, you're gonna hit the like monthly cap of like your account usage instantly. Yeah, I can see that taking the accounts down real fast. While they figure it out. Do you know those kids who just preferred to be in detention? Honestly, they probably did. I never really talked to them because they were always in detention. But yeah, I mean, they were just the kids who were always up there, and it's like, I don't know if it was so much they preferred being in detention as much as they just kind of like didn't care, and just didn't care to do anything, any of the other stuff around it. Like, you know, that would keep them out of it, but it was like, whatever. It's too much hassle to not be in it, but it's just the normal at that point. Gonna go to work in like 15 minutes. Well, hey, I'm glad you're able to stop by, man. School plus your job's a bit much. I get that, man. I get that. You got school during the day and then your job at night. I feel that. I remember a deer managed to break into your school. I don't think we ever had that. I'm trying to think. I don't think we ever had any, like, weird animals on the premises. We definitely had, like, random, like... I'm assuming everyone else, as well as, like, having fire drills and tornado drills, had lockdown drills, which are basically just like, hey, there's a weird, suspicious person, let's, like, lock down the rooms. We had a few real ones of that. I don't think they were ever actually on campus, but they were always just, like, across the street or something. Just because there were some other buildings in the area that people would be more disgruntled at. They're like, hey, let's keep the school safe in case they, like, freak out or something. Yeah, because I don't think... Yeah, our school never had anything, like, actually serious happen with that. And looking at the bigger picture, our school is actually fairly tame when it came to most of, like, the shenanigans that could happen. Which was really funny, given that our school, as much as a very upper-class suburban area can have an inner-city school in its county, we were that school. Basically, it was, we lived next to the apartment complex that wasn't, like, a neighborhood. Or, like, our school was next to the apartment complex that wasn't a neighborhood. Was basically the distinction in most of the minds of these people. Like, oh, the average income's, like, way lower than everyone else. This must be the inner-city school with all the drugs. Which, we would always joke that we were the ones that were too poor to afford those. That was basically our thought on that. Our thought process on that was, we can't. What do you mean? We can't. We have the least issues with that out of any school, but, you know, no parent would ever hear it. Like, all the kids would be like, yeah, I know, but... And the parents are like, my kid will never go to that school. It's like, what do you mean? So you're gonna send them to the one that actually has those problems just because it's, like, surrounded by nicer houses and the kids roll up in, like, brand new cars instead of cars that, like, are rusting? Okay. And a dog in school, just running around, you'd pet it as you walked to class. That's really interesting, actually. It was a stray that got it. Interesting. Your school had a massive drug problem? Yeah, like, we didn't have it. Obviously, we had a couple of kids, obviously, but it wasn't, like, an actual problem. To the scale that, like, these parents would think it is. It's like, I think we were, like, the lowest. We had the smallest population because most people would pull their kids out of this school anyways, like, to go to another one. They'd find a reason not to be in it. That's what would happen is, like, you would find, oh, this school doesn't have this random obscure class. So my kid needs to go to this other school to take that. And, like, that's a valid reason. I had a bunch of kids actually transfer into my school specifically because of, like, the robotics stuff and things like programs like that. Like, you could genuinely transfer because of that. but most would find reasons to go to other schools for stuff just because of that. And it was always funny because it's like we had like none of the issues that they were talking about, and if anything, had honestly one of the most like tightly connected like feelings of community out of any of the schools, just because it's like, well, no one else wants to be here, so we are. You do have the hurricane drills. Oh yeah, because you live like right on the coast. Yeah, we would have like tornado drills, fire drills, and then lockdown drills of various like levels of lockdown. Basically, we'd always just do like code reds and code yellows. Basically deciding between like, do the teachers put like paper on the door, or do we just keep talking with the doors locked? That was basically the distinction between the two. I remember 2 times you had legit lockdowns, and one of the times on the day you didn't have your phone because you were getting the screen fixed that day. Oof. On the first day of school, there was a tornado. I remember one of my first days in kindergarten, we had like a tornado warning all day, and we just had to like continue. We hadn't even had tornado drills yet. Here in Colorado, where tornadoes are rare. Dang, rare tornadoes, and they happen on the first day. That's one heck of a way to start it off. I think there was a point where you had to lock down and a kid again. Yikes! Yikes! Yeah, that's why you have those. Legit lockdowns are actually kind of traumatizing. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that like ours were never like really big things. They were always just like, they happened because our school just happened to be around like someone who like police had been called on, and generally it was just someone was mad or a suspicious person walking around like a block or two away. I'm surprised they had given some good PTSD if they happen often. I can imagine, especially now. I think like the stress and the implications of what it might mean has really become higher since I graduated high school. Like, I know stuff was, obviously a lot of that stuff happened while I was in school. Like, at least some of them did, but I think, like, a lot more of it's happened. There's a lot more, I guess, focus. I don't know, maybe I just didn't, like, see any of the news about it when I was in school, but I can imagine now, like, the implication of a lockdown is a lot scarier than it was when we went through them. Because generally, we would have lockdown drills, and all that those were was a way to make sure no kids were in the hallway when the drug dogs came by, just like sniff the lockers. And I don't know if those ever actually found anything of note. I think the only thing those ever found were like sandwiches. I think that's all they ever found. At least as far as anyone I knew who got called out because of that. It's like just went and picked like the turkey sandwich out of their locker and went, was it this? And that was that. Oh, those threats are, those threats. That's another thing. We never had any of that. The other schools that, again, people would like, parents would take their kids to because they wanted their kid to be safer were the ones who had those. Who actually had those threats called in at. Here in the state of Georgia, our neighbor Florida gives us the hurricane problems. Okay, so, hey man, Florida's got a lot of problems already. Maybe the people in Georgia can take on some of the Florida man responsibilities. Hey Gia, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Went to school because you knew nothing would happen. Applebee's? What about Applebee's? I was in freshman year last year. Yikes. Into the time in high school, you're already becoming apprehensive about it. Yeah. Or if the current high school students, even middle school. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks that that's like what it's come to at this point, right? Like, it's terrible. And just, yeah, it's definitely, it feels like so much that's just become more escalated recently. Just far, really, I wouldn't say as far as like the amount of it, maybe. I feel like it's been consistently too high. Any is too high, to be fair, to be real. Any is too high, but I feel like it's been consistently high. I think it's just like the students are more aware of it now than before. High school was an experience, yes. Indeed it was. Very interesting time. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of various stories. Most of them are a lot more mundane or way more like you had to be there kind of things. Well, we had those few. We had those few that were big deals everywhere. Only thing that counted nerves was knowing the ceramics room we had a drill and X-Acto knives. You can defend yourselves in there. There you go. Yeah, I think for us, a lot of it just was a lot more easy because, like, one, the implication was low, and we all already knew that, like, basically the only time we ever learned that it wasn't a... Basically, if it was a code red, we knew it was real. They never ran drills on code reds. But if it was a code yellow, which was all but, like, 2 of them, it was just drug-sniffing dogs going down the lockers. And you knew that. Basically, the idea was just, like, keep the kids in so they can't go and, like, get their stuff or mess with the dog or something. Was basically all it was for. And then, like, when it was the reds, for us, it was just like, what? And, like, the teacher would go, yeah, like, they told me it was just some random, like, person. Like some random person is, like, a block or 2 away doing something. It's just like, if they get upset and they, for whatever reason, go in the direction of school, who knows? But usually it's just, like, someone mad, you know? It was never, like, a real thing. But yeah, again, that was my experience. I've definitely was in a much more affluent area than some with that. Granted, that's not really the thing that matters when it comes to that. Don't know how effective that'd have been. I mean, anything's better than nothing, right? Last week, for band, the men got fitted for suits, and your friend head counted 4 when there were actually 5, but you don't blame him. One of them was trans, he didn't know the kid. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that happens, right? Like, especially, like, I would assume in high school, it's a little bit harder to kind of... Words aren't right, but... I imagine it's a little bit harder to express exactly how you're trying to express that at that point, and, like, sometimes I imagine that can come down to, like, I think some of it comes down to, like, if you knew the person before in any capacity, and you're just unaware of the transition having happened, right? Oh. I have a cat in my lap now. Marching band answers. Yeah, I don't have any of those. I was never in that. I was in robotics. We had a few stories, but none of them were really, like, super exciting. There was a time that I had to stop a toilet that was clogged that I didn't, or, like, that was just, like, overflowing that I didn't cause because no one else would fix it. Basically, like, one kid went to the bathroom and then came out and went, guys, the toilet's overflowing. And then we're like, well, stop it. And it's like, but there's, like, water all over the floor. It's like, whose water is it? Like, there's toilet water on the floor. It's like, whose toilet water is that? And I had to go in there and fix it myself. But again, those are, like, stories that are funny and just kind of funny to laugh about, like, the next day when you know the person. But, like, what does that matter here? Haha, I fixed the toilet. I need to skip this cold. Oh, no, do you have a cold? Or is it, oh, it's, like, chilly and cold. Okay. You need it to warm up. I get that. I hope it warms up for you soon. Remember in elementary school, there's... Oh, yikes. Didn't get fired. That's not right, but okay. That's not right. That shouldn't be how that goes down. This just got a lot more difficult to manage. There's a cat in my lap. And I can't set my controller on my lap anymore. The cat's gonna have to deal with me using her to hold the controller. Kid actually lives in 2nd grade. I would have to imagine that that has some actual kind of, like, thing happening there then it looks. Okay. Alright, we're gonna collect this batch of eggs. I hope after this batch of eggs we have enough to just do like a run without collecting anything. Stream ending soon. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up kind of soon here. What I was kind of thinking is doing one more batch of eggs. Basically do this batch of Grookies and then one more. And call it there. That'd be the 2-hour mark. On topic, being LGBT in high school is an experience. Oh, I can imagine. Oh, I can imagine that's horrific. High school's horrific by every account. High school's horrific by every account. And then, like, giving high schoolers, like, more fuel to the insecurity fire? Holy crap, I can't imagine. Was never bullied for it, was an introvert, sure as heck felt like an outcast. Yeah. I can see that, yeah. High school and middle school man, kids are brutal. Kids just know how to, like, immediately strike to the core of your insecurities. I hit a button. I assume I'm still streaming, guys. I assume I'm still streaming. I did something and it goofed. Okay, we're back. We're back. I was supposed to get it anyway because of your interests. That's probably contributed ability to socialize with people IRL. Have to rest in the afternoon. This is rough for you. Like you don't get to rest as much. Oh no. Stream good, good. Okay, okay. Yeah, I hit some button. I guess, and all of my information about the stream went away. And then when I tried like bringing the stream back up, it was just like, this is a duplicate of the old stream. I was like, I hope the stream's still up and I didn't, like, crash it. Alright, yeah, so we're still good. Cool, cool.
I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay here for the night. I promise.
Shy, I'm gonna be real, I don't quite get what you mean. Cause like, why would anyone run around just like saying it's the best when it's not like a choice thing? It's just kind of a thing that you be. If you are, you are. If you're not, you're not, and it's totally chill either way. Like that's kind of all that like anyone's going for with that, right? Is like, it's fine to be whatever you are. Is like the whole idea of it. So I don't think there's like. I don't think anyone's asking like you to like anyone to like say, hey, this is the greatest thing, everyone should like be this or do this. Like the whole idea is just be yourself. It's a past thing, not for or against it. But I like I don't know, I mean like to me, I don't know, like being for it doesn't mean you're going around and like screaming to the rafters about it, right? Like it just means like, honestly, like the idea of you do you is being for it in my mind at least. That's what I feel, right? Like that's all it really should be. If you aren't LGBT or anything like that, if you're not LGBT plus, I don't say the words a lot, I type them. if you aren't like part of that category, it is a passive thing for you. That's the whole idea. Like, you just kind of like, you exist and like, they exist and you're just fine. That's the whole idea. I don't think that's like, I don't think like being for it is necessarily an active thing. Like, I feel like it's just accepting people as they are, and you know, letting them live their lives and you live yours, and like that's, in my mind, that's very passive. Alright, well, okay. Yeah, so, alright, that sounds okay. Yeah, so, in my definition of being for it, Shy, that is for it. I know, obviously, your definition might, I guess, be different, but, like... But yeah, so... That sounds like the general mood of being for it. It's just like, yeah, it's your thing. Do your thing. Let's see. Okay, perfect. We have one last set of eggs here, guys, that we're going to hatch today. It'll leave us one set for us to start up the next Grookey hunt stream that we do. I want to go ahead and say, because I haven't said it yet today, thank you to everyone who's left a like on the stream. I really appreciate it. It helps out a whole lot. We hit 10 likes, which is awesome. Plus, we just want to say that passive allyship is good. It feels weird as if people are like glorifying us, they're over the top. See, yeah, like that's kind of a feeling I get, and like this is coming from the perspective of someone who's just kind of just am an ally and like leave it at that. Like it's like you do you. I have no problem with anything. I've had multiple friends just who are LGBT. I can't say it for some reason. I've had multiple friends like, you know, come out and stuff. I was like, yay, awesome, great for you. Glad to see you be happy, right? And like that's kind of it. And like from there, the only time I think it's been mentioned in any capacity, like the most mentioning I think that's happened in any regard when we've said anything that acknowledges that, hey, we're for this, is like when we, because basically, not to go into too much detail, I don't want to like out them. I know they've shown up to streams before, but they aren't like a mod or anything. They're no one that you would recognize and know. One of my friends did recently come out as trans, and like the biggest problem we've had is accidentally dead naming her, just because like we've known her since middle school. Like, and the biggest over the top thing there is like us going like, crap, real name. Like that's the most that's happened. That's the most, and like I feel like just being. And again, like, this is my opinion and perspective, which has no bearing as someone who is not part of that community. Being over the top and, like, constantly saying, I'm an ally, I'm all this, like, it just feels, like you said, performative. It's like, good for you. What is you saying that, like, what is you saying that constantly contribute to anything? If you're just saying it out to the world. Like, it's one thing to be like, hey, I'm here for you, I support everything, you know, if you need anything, I'm here. That's one thing. Yeah, kind of just like saying it out to the world feels like a hey, look at me thing. When it really doesn't have to be. Just normal people. Exactly! Yes! Yeah, my friend is still my friend. They're the same person. They're just happier now, right? Like, that's all it is. What does the acronym know what letters stand for? Yeah, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual, right? I forget the proper term for trans. Because I know I at one point knew the not right term and felt horrible having said it. So hopefully that wasn't the wrong one. Trans. Leave it at that. Is it the single care? People calling you that's the bad. You being upset with people calling you that doesn't make you against it in any way. Okay, like that's something to put out there. Like, you not liking being called something you're not, especially if they're saying it potentially derogatorily, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's okay to be upset with. That's normal to be upset with. Had a friend fully decide, looking worried and asked you if still be a friend if she was gay. You have maybe a few gay friends? Yeah, I mean, I know our friend was a little bit worried about coming out just because it's a big thing to come out with, but everyone's like, oh, cool. So that's your name. We all had a hunch. we all had a hunch. No one wants to be the person to be like, are you this? No one wants to be like, are you this? But, you know, that's what happened. Hey, welcome back, gamers. Here in time for the final encounter. Yo, we're wrapping up a Shining Blue raid. What's going on? What's going on? Raiders raid height. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Shining Blue, Emily, Liz. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Shining Blue, how was your stream? How was your stream? Thank you for the raid, my friend. How's it going? It's going well. It's going well. We found 2 shining legendaries yesterday. We found Cresselia and Cobalion back to back. We found Cresselia at 2,400 encounters and then Cobalion at 21. So that was a pretty good day yesterday. I'm just getting into the groove of it with Terrakion now. But yeah, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? What were you doing today? Going good, got 30 Manaphy encounters today. Nice, nice. That's some progress right there. Those Manaphy encounters are insane, dude. Best of luck with that. Best of luck with that. I had to take my break. Yeah, try that was a little much, I would say. Alright, so we're going to call that there for Grookey, because I just have just enough Grookey left to start the next stream. Yo, King Boo, what's going on? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. So we'll do, let's see. Yeah, we're going to do 8 more encounters here on Terrakion, and then we'll continue this raid on. Keep the raid train going here. Nothing much? Well, hey, good to have you here. Hope you've been having a good day. We'll find a raid target as well. Are you heading out? All right, see you later, Shy. Thanks so much for tuning into the stream, man. Hope to see you again soon. Another raid, yeah. We'll be keeping the raid going here. Raiders, make sure to leave a dislike and don't sub. Don't listen to Juan. He's mean. That was fast. I mean, no, we got raided by Shining Blue, and we're gonna be doing our own raid here in a minute. Yeah, it's like right as I was doing my last encounters, we got raided, so we're gonna keep going a little bit. Go live just so you can raid me. Yeah, that sounds right. Trade your Pokemon from Ultramoon to your sword game. Best choice you did. Nice. Get them all in one place. Taking off. Alright, see you later, Gia. Thanks so much for tuning into the stream. It was good to see you. Hope to see you again soon. Pokemon you traded were mainly shinies. Alright, cool. Yeah, get all those shinies in one place. Oh, there goes my cat. He's tired of not getting all the attention. Let's see who can we raid. Who can we raid? Is it weird that getting shinies in the wormhole for a normal Pokemon is a bit easier than the Legends? I mean, I don't really do it. It's the odds are too good for me. Like, they're just the odds are too high of it happening. So I don't really do it, but it's not weird. In recent games, there's tended to be like a bit easier of a way to get shinies in certain circumstances. So they're just trying to add more rare Pokemon to the wormholes, and one of the ways to do that is Legends. But once you've put all the Legends in, what other reasons are there to go into wormholes? So they added shinies to kind of cover that gap. I go hook up the Wii and play some Mario Kart on a 4K TV despite Mario Kart Wii not being able to play in 4K. Yeah, that'd be a bit of a hindrance to the usefulness of the 4K TV. I say go for it. I also do think it's OP because he has more health than any Pokemon, especially when Dynamaxing. Just wall as much stuff as you can. Alright, guys. Final encounter. Final encounter. Will we find shiny Terrakion today? It'd be insane if we did. The moment of truth right here. And we did not. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone for tuning into the stream. Big thank you to anyone that liked, anyone that subscribed. And a big thank you to Shining Blue for the raid and the raiders who came in with that. We are going to be continuing that raid train on to Inferno Men here. So thank you guys so much again for tuning into the stream. I'll be back on streaming tomorrow doing more Jirachi encounters. Hope to see you guys then. So until next time, guys, take care.